Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. Today, we're going to continue working on our async HTTP library. Um, yep, that's what we're gonna be doing for today. So I'm actually going to close up my Google Chrome session, and I'm gonna start a new one. So let me do Chrome. Give me 1 second. Go back to my face. Chrome. I'm not at my brightest today. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. I'm like a little bit clunky today, but it's okay. Not every day is our best day, and that's good. That's fine. There's no problem with that. Cool. So last time we were working on. Let me go here to projects, bids, async HTTP. There we go. So last time we left off with a streaming API that we created. So this allowed us to create a stream, but there is one thing that I am not very sure about. And that thing is, how are we going to manage promises throughout the pipeline? Because we don't want everything to be a promise always. Um, Perhaps, for example, if we do the body streaming, maybe we don't like having like a promise inside a promise doesn't sound like the best implementation that we would want. So I'm not very sure about how to handle it, because here we get the eventual response. Once we send a request, we create a promise. And here when we do stream body, we send the request, or we stream the body. We get the response unfulfilled. We do it then. So, like, I'm guessing this works. Nah, like, I'm still not sure if this is the implementation we want, or if it's not the implementation we want. I'm still not 100% sure. So, yep. We're gonna need to check on that, because the API we choose, we're gonna kind of marry, and we don't want to like get stuck with an API that we don't really like. So let's take a look at that. So right here, our body stream has an is done and has a buffer, and we have our response, right? So here we can get the content stream. We can get the content as a string or as a body stream. But before that, we need to pull, right? So in order for us to get the content string, response container, right? We first need to get a response. And in order to get a response, well, of course, we need it to be done. I think the API we have right now is good. I think this is okay. So this one is stream body, right? Which returns a promise. And then we got body string, which doesn't return a promise, but instead it returns the string directly. Content, option response. Turn this response into a string of the response. By default, uses UTF-8, but can work with any char set. Yeah, this is kind of like the big question that we have. Because in theory, this blocks, right? I mean, once we got the content, it's kind of already pulled. And here, we take in the is done. We create a buffer. Here we extend from the slice. We create the reader. Returns responding to an implemented body. If transferring code equals chunk, the reader will unchunk the content. The content like this set the reader to the byte regardless of how many bytes the server sends. If no length header, the reader is until the server stream ends. On the resulting malicious server might return enough bytes to access the available memory. Yeah, I'm guessing this is fine. Okay. So here, I'm gonna change this gr to get body stream. Amazing. No, because this is like stream body, right? I think yeah, this is fine. So here it would be get body stream, right? Get body string. Get body string unfulfilled, right? Okay. So I think this is fine. We got a way to handle this body as a string, and so let's add a new method. Cargo list. No. So what are the dependencies we have? We have rayon, urec, and the extender API. So let's go into source Rust and let's do a cargo add 30. What does urec use for JSON? So cargo add urec minus f JSON. Yep. So here we have the JSON API, and I'm guessing urec JSON 30 constructs a 30 JSON value from literal. Yeah, so this is basically using 30 JSON. So let's add cargo add 30 JSON. Cool. Cool. So let's add. We have pull. This gives us a raw, and it's done. And for JSON, we do need So this is a complicated question that we have here. Because what I'm guessing is that we can like implement the get body string and all of that through our body stream. So get content string. So we can have this as get body stream, right? And for the body stream, what we can do is perhaps add some sort of collect method, right? Because we have a poll, we have an is done. And on our R implementation, on our verbs that are R, we can have get body stream. So we can do here gr get body stream, and the get body stream returns a promise with a callback. So what we can do instead of doing this with a callback is just return the body stream object. And with the body stream object, we can then add a collect method into different types. Or we could attach callback. I like that idea. Cool. So let's do it like that. Let's have we have our response, right? And with this, we do the get body stream, right? So get content stream. So let's do the get body stream. So let's do this. Attach callback. Let's set this up for later. And for now, let's place all of this into here. Right. And what we're going to do here is when we do the get body stream, we should actually do resp $get body stream. And that should return to us the stream, right? And when we attach the callback, we should pass in a stream. And this should be a promises, then stream promise. We should have a to do. Add asserts. We're gonna need some asserts definitely. And then unfulfilled. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have some sort of closure that takes in the stream and does whatever we do in here. Right, so this promise returns then another promise. That's the one part that I'm not very clear about. If we can just do it like this. Since we are already inside a promise context. Right, we don't have the unfulfilled, unrejected. The unfulfilled is a function that will invoke. Yeah, we need to spawn a new promise. Yeah, so let's set it up back to how it was a second ago. Let's just call this the stream. The true question is, do we really need a promise to be able to check whether it's done or not? Maybe we do. So, okay, when you attach a callback, we would have to heal the callback, else function, bytes that does nothing on the bytes. And the pull interval. Let's put it as dot pull interval. Equals pull interval. Sure. Amazing. Okay, let's export this. And now let's add another function. And this one is going to be called collect string. This one will not take a callback. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add a method to our body stream. It's going to be called function collect to string. It's going to take in self and it's going to return a string. So how are we going to do that? We're going to lock the buffer. So basically, I mean, it's already going to be going in, going in, going in, going in, right? So this will be done. This will be after it's done. What we're gonna do here is gonna do let temp buffer. Let's call this last. Can we do a take? Takes an adapter will read at most limit bytes now. Swap. Swaps two elements in the slice. So I think we're gonna need to do a let mute buffer equals vec new. And this one will be inner buffer. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a standard mem swap. And we're going to pass in the buffer and the inner buffer. So basically now our buffer contains the values in the inner buffer and we just floop, we flip them out. And what we can do here is going to do string from UTF-8 and we can pass in the buffer. That unwrap. For now, we can have an expect. We can do better error handling later. This is not UTF-8. And we should have perhaps now we'll add that later, like a max number of bytes that it can read. And here we are reading at most in every single iteration 1024, which this could be like much more. So we can do 1024 times 8, for example, to make the buffer bigger. Good. So we can now add collect string. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull is done. And instead of getting the raw bytes by pulling, yeah, because here we cleared the buffer, right? So yeah, we don't want that. We're going to want to check if it's done. And if it's done, we're going to resolve with stream collect string, right? And else we're going to call the function recursively. Cool. I think this is it. Do we have a make file? No, let's create a make file. Make file. Oh, we do have, so make install. Yeah, we're in the Rust folder. Make install. Okay, what did we get wrong? 30 JSON not found. What do you mean 30 JSON not found? Do I need to do cargo bender? Bender packages. Give me 1 second. I need to answer a quick message. Cool. Okay. So now that we got that, we can make install now. Yep. Perfect. And now if we go to our example.r, now this should look like this. So we can do get body stream, right? So get body stream. And what we can do is then pipe this over to collect string, right? Collect string. Okay, we got j equals 12. Awesome. Okay, let's do r script example.r. Yep, so those are a bunch of Oh yeah, I'm downloading a PDF. Let me download something much simpler. So let's go into HTTP status. Stats. This one. All right, so this one would go to HTTP stats that random. Sure, let's copy link. And I think, for example, it's slash 200. I'm not sure. Let's see if this works. Is it dot slash 200? Yeah, HTTP stats.us slash 200. Oh, and this is seconds, maybe. Nope. Okay, so what's going on here? If I go back to our libRs, gonna pull some bytes from this source into the specified buffer, return how many bytes for red. Right, we get red bytes. So why are we not getting? Find it weird that this one's not working, given that the last one did work with the file. Let's see what's going on. So let's go back to our live.rs. Hello. And let's add maybe inside of the thread pool. Okay, so here we have send request. Cool. And on the body stream, let's add here println body stream created. Let's add here red bytes. Let's make this debuggable. Awesome. Let's do an make install. And let's see what happens. Is my camera working? Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, I should probably on my make file have document and install as separate. There you go. Okay, so send the request. It's creating 2 body streams. Oh yeah, so I have right. I think I'm just dumb. I think I'm just missing a print right here at the end. So let's do promises, then print. Is that my problem? Yep, that was my problem. So let's have here 4 concurrent. Both send the request, both create the body stream, both read. Okay, perfect. Let's make this 4 times. Send the request, read the bytes, printed the 4 OKs, right? So if we add another 4, it should be first 4, right? Then 200. Perfect. Okay. So let's remove all the prints that I just added. We can add those as debug logs later on. But it seems to be working. So this is the do request with the do request, and let's have this one with a callback. So this one, instead of calling, how do you call that? Instead of collect string, though, this would be attach callback. Attach callback. And here for the callback, I could add like bytes, print bytes, something like that. Let me do make install. Oh yeah, this one should be do request callback. We should get a bunch of bytes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm quite happy with this. Let's add other methods of collecting, right? So that we can collect perhaps into a JSON. So let's go first to the live.rs. On our body stream struct, here we have collect string. Then we should have collect JSON. And the collect JSON, I don't know if we should, because we could create a body stream JSON and write to the writer and have it serialize, deserialize as we are getting the data on 2 threads, and we could make that like super duper duper performant. But I don't think we're gonna do that. So let's just create our object. And here, what we're gonna do is, we don't need this anymore. What we can do is serde JSON from reader, because if I'm not wrong, inner, like okay, maybe not, from slice, okay, cool, inner buffer dot expect unable to deserialize JSON. I think we got it. That's our collect JSON one. And what we can do here is go back to our verbs. So here we can have at export collect JSON. Cool. Okay, collect JSON. This would be, instead of collect string, this would be collect JSON. There you go. So maybe this one has a JSON response. To get a JSON response, you'll need to ensure the accept contain. So okay. So the accept headers. Then JSON will encode the response and send the content type. So which one is the accept header? Yeah, so this one's literally accept. Okay. So let's remove the callback one, just to test out the JSON one. So let's have this set header accept application/JSON. Let's just test if this one works, just like that. If this actually returns JSON. Yeah, okay, it actually returns JSON. So let's make document and install. Okay, let's see how my screen's looking. It's good. I bought a new capture card, so everything should be much better now. Okay, so now we can do, instead of collect string, we can do collect JSON, right? Perfect. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. We can collect code and, well, description code, right? This is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So what you could actually, like, there's so many cool things we could do with this. Yeah, I love this. I'm absolutely loving this. Okay, so we can collect JSON. We can collect strings. We should also be able to collect into a file. And when collecting to a file, that's like the most non-blocking operation that we can do, right? So perhaps being able to collect into a file. So let's add. So in this case, we wouldn't even need to get the body stream, right? So we could have like a redirect body stream function. So we have like we can create a function redirect into file. And this would pretty much be the same, right? But in this case, into reader, into string, into reader. I'm sorry. So we're gonna need a file here. Like a do we want to have just a path? Do we want to be able to redirect to other things? Now let's just have a path buffer. Path buff. And here, so this one would be redirect to file. Right, so we have n is done. We don't need a buffer, so goodbye buffer. And what we are going to need is let file equals standard IO buff writer. Standard fs file options dot write, right? So we're going to want to write equals true. We're going to want to be able to append equals true. Oh, or truncate. Yeah, truncate, not append. True. And then we're going to open our path. And for now, we're going to expect unable to open file. We can add way better handling later on. You might have meant to use the function new. Yep, new. Thank you, Rust. And now, what we would need to do here is file. Of course, is going to be mutable. And of course, let's do IO read, write, and buff. Okay, there's only a write interface. There's not a buff writer interface. Is there not buff write? No. Okay. Perfect. And here what we can do is file that. I do remember there's a better way. So if I am not wrong, I remember there is a standard IO copies the entire contents of a reader into a writer. Perfect. So from res, so admit res to admit file. Unable to redirect to file. And here buffer is an arc mutex of. Okay, so we're gonna need like a temporary buffer, like a. Can we make that optional? But we're gonna need to check on every single one if it's optional. Now let's just create a default. Perfect. Cool. Cool. So this is the thing. I think having it as an optional is probably the best. Here we can represent as some buffer. And right here, what we're going to do is going to match on buffer, right? So if it's some inner, so if there's some buffer, then we call buffer dot lock, and we do all of this shenanigans. If it's none, then what we can do is we can call a panic for now, saying this body stream is being redirected to a file. And here we don't have to assign to anything. Perfect. And this would have to be, of course, this. Let mute. So let's call this resp. Now let's call it buffer. Inner buffer. Let mute inner buffer equals inner buffer dot lock. Perfect. We're gonna need to replicate this. And if we're just gonna pull it, we're still gonna need to do the match. But that's fine. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So now redirect to file. What we're gonna need on the response is when we do the send request and we get the response, we do the get body stream. So we can do, instead of get body stream, we can do redirect body stream. And with the redirect body stream, what we can do is we're gonna need to take in a path. I don't know if extender supports path buffer now. So we're gonna need to take in a string. That path equals path buff from path. This conversion does not allocate a copy memory. Perfect. Cool. So now we can do here response container. Take, then we can do here content. So this would be redirect to file, and here we can pass in the path. Amazing, 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 amazing. So let's go back to our R. So let's go to verbs.r. And what we can do here is, instead of get body stream, we can create a function called redirect body stream. And here, instead of taking a callback, we can take in a file path. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So here's the big question, because we want this to be also compatible with the then syntax, because this is like doing the then for you. Yeah, I don't think I will have time to finish that up today. We're gonna need to do a bunch of S3 methods to handle whether if it's a promise or if it's not a promise. Because if it is a promise, we want to be able to handle that type of stuff. If it's not a promise, then we're not gonna handle it, because we're gonna tell the user to they handle it, right? So we want it to be fully compatible with both. But for now, let's set it up like this, right? So we can do now our extender document and install. And what we can do is download like have, instead of get body stream, we can do redirect body stream and redirect it to, for example, hello.txt. And over that, we can check like if it's done or not. But maybe we want this to be a promise, right? Because once this is done, yeah, I'll figure that out. Because maybe we do want to return another promise from here. Like just a simple promise that fulfills once it's done, because maybe you want to do something with that file, right? So let's run our script example. Okay, don't know how to convert object, of course, because this is not a... So we should see hello.txt. Kind message, not such file or directory. Okay, so let's go to our lib.rs. File, right? And we're gonna need to create as well. If it doesn't exist, true, right? So let's do the make install. And maybe, I mean, we can run this only once. Let's run our example. cat hello.txt. There you go. So now we can redirect into files. Perfect. Cool. So I think we're gonna be done for the stream today. It was a quick stream. There's much more stuff to do, but now we have an API for redirecting into files, for getting the content as a JSON, as a string, or as a stream. So I think we're on a pretty good place. What I'm gonna need to do is unify between promises and not promises. And that's gonna be just doing a bunch of S3 methods, which I think is okay. We can get that done quite quickly. And yeah, okay. I think that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching and see you on the next one.